I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be how to build sexual tension. Well, I've got an email here from a guy who broke up with his ex-girlfriend a few weeks ago, and now apparently they're getting back together, and he's got a bunch of questions. So he says, Corey, great work, man. Keep it up. Thank you. So here's a tricky situation. My ex-girl came into my life. I reached out and wanted to get lunch and talk and hang out. This was about 3 weeks ago. We broke up because we were smothering each other too much after 3.5 years. It caused the relationship to become boring and stale. She never felt loved because I was never good at showing my emotions or showing appreciation. Anyway, so over the past, and I would say it's so much what she's complaining about, you weren't showing emotion, it's that you just simply were not making her feel beautiful, you were not making her feel loved, and you didn't make her feel like you cared about her. And guys mistakenly assume when a woman talks about getting in touch with your feelings and your emotions that you're supposed to be this sappy pussy like a woman. That's not what she wants from a man. But what she wants is she wants to be made to feel like she's beautiful and that you love her and you adore her and that you're into her. And obviously you've been together 3 years and you were smothering each other and things became boring, dull, and stale. It's like what happens is when you get bored with somebody and you're really, because you spend so much time together or you've just been together for a lot of years, what happens is you start getting lazy, you get complacent, you take her for granted. You stop putting your best foot forward. You're not trying as hard when you go out on a date. Maybe you just like stop dating her altogether and going places, and you just have her come over and have sex, and then she leaves, and then you just start to treat her more like a sex playmate than the love of your life. And that'll be fun for a while, but women are going to get tired of that really quickly because they'll come right out and tell you, it's like, it's boring. I know what to expect. Especially because you see that in a lot of the guys that are in the pickup community, the pickup artists, is they're great at picking up women and seducing women. But the problem is they can't maintain anything long term. They get 2-3 days into it, maybe a couple of weeks if they're lucky, and if they're really, really good, maybe they last a couple of months. But they're never able to maintain a relationship with a woman past those for a few weeks or a couple of months, just because once they run out of stories and pickup routines to tell, it's like they don't know how to communicate with them. They don't know how to have a healthy relationship and be with somebody long term. And that's why it usually ends up not working out. And if you've read some of the other books in the pickup arts community, you see a lot of the guys, that's their problem. They're a few weeks into it and they get dumped. And it's like, it's great when you're sleeping with women you don't fucking care about, but you do that enough and you get good at it. What's going to happen is you're going to meet a girl who you're going to really like hanging out with, and you're going to really have fun hanging out with them. But if you don't know how to interact with them and how to have a relationship, how to communicate like an adult communicates in a relationship, eventually they're going to realize that you're just a fucking one-trick pony, and they may keep you around for a little while to have sex every now and then, but they want someone that they can have something that's deeper and more meaningful with them. So he says, anyway, so over the last 3 weeks, we hung out about 4 or 5 times now and have talked and texted a lot. And why are you talking and texting a lot? Again, I don't care if you've been in a relationship for 5 years. You should use the phone as a communication device to arrange a time to get together. Obviously, if you've got kids together and you got a family, you're going to be talking about things. But you got to remember, it's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And so, if you got kids, make all the arrangements before you both leave the house in the morning. So there's no calling to decide who's going to pick up who from school or that kind of bullshit, or calling to figure out what you're going to have for dinner, that kind of thing. It's like you simply arrange all of the plans and the things that need to be taken care of, so you're not having to reach out to your girl during the day to nail all this stuff down. That way, I mean, because if you're around each other at night constantly and you're raising kids together and then you spend the weekends together, you got to have some time and some space to miss each other, where she's thinking about you, or where she can go hang out with her girlfriends and talk about the wonderful candlelight dinner that you guys had the other night and the fucking amazing sex that you had. But if you're in each other's face 24/7, calling each other all day long, texting each other all day long, it's boring. And it's like you just said yourself, that your relationship became boring and stale. It's because you were predictable, because you were too easy, too available, and you're all over each other. And like I said, you never you never gave your girl the time to wonder about you and wonder where she stood with you. So when she starts to feel those feelings in the afternoon, she'll reach out to you and say, oh, baby, I was thinking about you. Last night was really amazing. And then you can just simply text back, you thought last night was amazing. Just wait till what I got planned tomorrow night. And then she'll text me, what do you got planned? It's a secret. You'll just have to wait and find out. I got to run. I love you. I'll see you at home tonight. And then you just end the conversation and move. Because then she's got something to talk about with her girlfriends and try to figure out. She's going to figure out, he's got something planned for tomorrow. He's got something planned for Friday. What do you think it is? I don't know. What do you think he would do? I don't know. And they'll be just trying to figure it out. And it's like, this is what causes attraction. It causes, and they got to get some certainty about it. It's like, oh my God. It builds a sexual tension when you do that. That's part of the problem. You're not building any sexual tension because you're talking constantly. It's fucking boring doing that. And probably more than likely, you're talking when you don't really want to be talking because you feel obligated to. And that's submissive behavior. That's masculine behavior. Submissive behavior is feminine behavior. And it destroys the polarity. So he says, everything has been playful and fun and very little serious talk at all, except for her telling me that she misses me a lot and she still loves me. Otherwise, I've been trying to keep a fun vibe. I've been nice, and I've tried being a bit more attentive and complimentary because those were areas I strongly lacked in. She has been very open to hanging out, going out on dates, and she's also been playful and fun and talkative through text. She has not allowed me to have sex yet, though, and that's a huge... I mean, you've been hanging out for like a month and like no sex. This is your ex-girlfriend? That's nuts, dude. She'll kiss and touch and hang out, but seems to want to be cautious and move slow in that area. The problem is you're just fucking not opening her up, and you're not going for it. You're probably a little apologetic. You're probably a little fearful whether or not you're going to get her back. And it's like, what you should do is the next time that she reaches out to her, the next date that you got, plan a date where she comes over to your place and you guys make dinner together. And like, so when she walks in the door, you open the door. It's like as soon as you close the door, you gently grab her arm and then pull her around you and go kiss her and grab her fucking hair and push her up against the wall and take your hand and start rubbing it up and down on her inner thigh and start rubbing her pussy when you're talking to her through her clothes on. So you're passionately kissing her, you got her hair, I mean, you're totally dominating her in that moment. You're not being a dick, but it's like women like that. She's just totally letting go and letting you have your way with her. And that can, because the idea is you want to get her aroused, and you just want to push it and take it as far as you can go. You start fooling around, and you go in the bedroom, and boom, you have sex. I would say you're probably being a little too timid with your girl, and that's why she's not having sex with you. And obviously, you don't want to force yourself on her. You got to be cognizant of a woman's level of comfort, because a girl wants to be able to push you off and know that you'll respect her boundaries. And just realize that she's just simply, at that particular moment, is not comfortable enough yet to let you take all of her clothes off and penetrate her. And so it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it's just like like I talk about, 10% of the time, you're the bad boy that like a kid in school that flushes the M80 down the toilet, does naughty things. It's like you want to escalate it and take it a little bit further, be a little bit riskier, be a little bit more daring with her. Because obviously you were that way. I mean, how were you before when you guys were together? It's like when you wanted to get laid, you probably just grabbed her, started making out with her, and like, my girlfriends, I always figure out what parts of their body to touch that gets them turned on. Some girls, it's their nipples. Some girls, it's their thighs. Some girls, it's their neck. Some girls, it's smaller the back. I mean, every woman's got a spot that just does it for her. And if you know what those spots are, you just start touching them, and boom, they're ready to have sex instantly. Aside from that, which is really bugging me, is the fact that mostly all of the interaction has been initiated by me. You're chasing. That's why she's not having sex with you, because you're chasing like a guy who's nervous about where he stands with her, and you're initiating all the contact. A woman should be doing 70 to 80% of the contacting and pursuing. And just like you said, she reached out to you first. And so she reached out to you, and what happened was you started chasing her and blowing up her phone again and acting like a woman, and that's why she's real hesitant, because you're not expressing dominant, confident behavior. From conversations through text to dinners to hanging out at my place and watching a movie, it's been mostly all me having to ask or contact her first, except for the very first date, which was her calling to me after several months had passed. She has never given an excuse or said no, so it shows me that she definitely wants me. So that's where you're deluding yourself. you're chasing and you're blowing up her phone, and you're thinking, hey, she's spending time with me, she must really like me, and she must really want me more and more each time I go out with her. But the bottom line is that she's still not having sex with you, and you're doing all the work. How can she possibly wonder about you and what you're doing when you're blowing up her phone this way? She's never given an excuse or said no. Women are not going to come out and tell you what you're doing wrong like that. Some women will, but most won't. It shows me, he says, this is driving me nuts, wondering where her interest level is that she's not reaching out and asking me because she's too self-conscious that she was extremely clingy in our last relationship and she wants to show a different side? Or is she not reaching out because I'm not giving her a chance because I'm the one setting up the weekly dates? See? You know everything. It's not that you don't set up dates or call her to set up dates. It's just maybe once a week you call her to set up a date. But ideally, if you're doing everything right, after the first or second week that this girl reached out to you, she should go right back into doing 70 to 80% of the pursuing. And so when she reaches out to you, instead of chit-chatting on the phone and sending 100 fucking texts back and forth, you simply need to arrange a time to get together and be direct. And that's part of the problem what you're doing here. He says, again, she's never said no to dating or seeing me. And she responds to every single phone call or text, and it keeps a conversation. And she also keeps a conversation going. Where is her interest level? It's like, well, if you'd back off and let her come to you, you don't let her be the man in the relationship, because she'll still call you, but most of the time women are not going to ask you out on the phone because they want the man to do that. You're supposed to be you're the one with the penis, remember? You're the one that penetrates her, remember? And so what women will do is they'll put themselves into your orbit, but it's up to you to take them and take advantage of the situation and arrange a date. That's where you're fucking up. You're chasing, and you're not arranging, and you're talking too much on the phone. That's a big, big no-no. He says, am I reading too much into this, and is she just going slow the second time around? I'm like, no, because you're acting like the woman in the relationship. That's why. That's what you need to do. When she calls you or she texts you, just simply, hey, baby, nice to hear from you. When are you free over the next week so we can get together? Question mark. Send it back. Let her tell you. Say, great. How about Wednesday night? I'll pick you up at 8. Or I'll come over to my place at 8. We'll make dinner together. Whatever it happens to be that you want to do. Arrange a definite time to get together and then get the fuck off the phone. That is what builds sexual anticipation, is when she wonders about you. But if you're chasing her all day long and blowing up her phone and texting her, you're acting like the woman. That's what women do, because women are the weaker sex emotionally. And so when a woman feels a little unsure of herself, that's why she calls you and she reaches out to you to gain that certainty. But if you're doing all the chasing, you're basically acting like a woman would act, and you're acting submissive in that respect. And so you need to clean that shit up immediately if you want to get back to where you guys were before. So if you have a question you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which is going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max detailing your questions, your situation, your challenges. And you just got to give me several days to get back to you with a response, because I get a lot of email from the internet, and I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers. But be patient, and I will get back to you. And if you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which can be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box, is another box that has a link that will take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page. And on the right-hand side, there's a button that will allow you to download a Kindle e-reader app, because you don't need to have a Kindle device to read my book. Just download the free e-reader app that for your Mac, your PC, your Android device, whatever electronic device you have. And once you got the app on there, it only takes a few seconds to download my book, and you'll be reading it in no time. And I will talk to you soon.